So cheese, ground beef. Gonna make a sandwich and a smoothie. That sounds good, Thomas. That sounds really good. My girls, my oldest was feeling bad today, and then my second oldest, and now all three of them are not feeling good. So basically, we just finished right now putting them to bed. I was helping them eating, and just not a lot of time left. So I'm gonna do a quick dinner for my wife and I, which is the ground beef with cheese, and then I'm gonna put it in the sandwich. I'm gonna wrap it with paper and foil, and I'm gonna put it to toast it. And then we're gonna do a smoothie. I've done this many times before. It's like our go-to when we're in a hurry. You're Brazilian. Hello guys, how are you? Gonna get it warm. Really? The beef steak? Hello. Yeah, probably. That happened to us one time, Thomas. We ate a steak from a restaurant and we all got sick. That's the ground beef. Some cheese. Hello guys. Okay, I'm gonna make a sandwich. It's gonna be ground beef with cheese. Then I'm gonna wrap it and then I'm gonna put it to toast. I'm gonna show you how I prepare this. Then I'm gonna make a smoothie. And I'm gonna make some tomatoes with cheese. So that's the ground beef. And the cheese. So I put it to melt. Se me olvidó. Tiene bastante grasa. Hold on, cause since I'm gonna put it in the sandwich, yes, Titus David. Like right now, my three girls, they're not feeling well, so it took us a long time to get them to sleep and get them to eat something. So since we don't have a lot of time now, I said, okay, you know what? Let's make a sandwich for dinner. I've done this many times before. I do it with steak. I do it with ground beef. I do it with shrimp. So basically, I got the ground beef. I put cheese. I have 5 kinds of cheese. I put it here. I melt it. And now I'm going to put it in the sandwich. But I'm going to get rid of some of this fat, because some of the oil, because I don't want too much of that on the sandwich. And then I'm going to make some tomatoes with cheese. And I'm also going to make a smoothie. So right now what I'm doing is just getting rid of some of the oil from the ground beef and the cheese. So it's just ground beef and cheese. 5 different kinds of cheese. Probably gonna put a little bit of more cheese. And once it gets toasted, it's just gonna taste amazing. Whoa. Okay, I didn't mean to add that much. That's it. So I'm gonna let it toast for, I don't know, like at least 10-15 minutes. Now I'm gonna start preparing. We're gonna have some chips and salsa. And then we're gonna have some tomatoes. Some tomatoes with mozzarella cheese. And let me see what's this called. Balsamic vinegar. So yes, this is the bread that I use. And I'm telling you, the juices from the ground beef and the cheese, they're all gonna stay in the sandwich. That's why I wrap it on the paper. That's wax paper. Then I wrap it on the foil. So all the heat is not gonna let the bread get dry. So it's gonna get crispy on the outside. But once we cut it in the middle, all the juices from the ground beef and the cheese are gonna be there. I've done that sandwich many times. I do it with steak. I do it with all kinds of stuff. And it tastes amazing. Just by wrapping it on the paper and on the aluminum foil, it's just unbelievable the flavor that it gets. And this is the bread that I use. I mean, you guys can use any bread that you guys want to. Let me start cutting the tomatoes. Let me show you what I'm gonna do with the tomatoes. Very easy, very simple. Can you put this away, please? Let me get the tomatoes. Gonna wash the tomatoes. They say your hobby to cook. We rarely see a man cooking. I really enjoy cooking. I love cooking. For me, it's like stress release. Like I said, I have 4 kids. Right now, they're not feeling well. 3 of them are not feeling well. And it just took us a long time to get everything done with them. They're sleeping now, so we don't have a lot of time. I was planning on cooking something else for dinner, but since we don't have a lot of time, this is what I'm gonna do. And yes, I really enjoy cooking. For me, it's just stress relief. And it's awesome to get to cook and just forget about everything else. And then after I finish, I get to enjoy the food and my wife and my kids. So it's just really good. But it just because obviously we have to eat, and I enjoy doing it. But it's not something that I do because I'm a chef or anything like that. When I was little, the person that was raising me taught me that any human being that eats should know how to cook. You don't have to be a chef. You don't have to be a professional person cutting everything in small, like everything in perfect size, whatever. But you should know how to cook, prepare yourself something to eat. So I have some different tomatoes. They have different flavors. But then when I put them with the cheese and I put them with a balsamic vinegar, it just tastes really good. It's just something easy to make. This one is not so well. Let me throw this one away. It's something easy to make, and just it's gonna be on the side with the sandwich and the smoothie. And then the smoothie, we're gonna have a berries smoothie with Greek yogurt, Something simple but really tasty. Hey Titus, how you doing, buddy? I started cooking when I was 11. The person that taught me how to cook, he taught me how to cook when I was 11. But he never taught me how to cook so I can be a chef. He just taught me how to cook so I can cook myself a meal, and the day that I had a family, so I can help my family, my wife, my kids, and that's all I'm doing now. I feel that anybody can cook, anybody. You don't have to be a professional chef, and the best way to learn how to cook is just by cooking, making mistakes. I'm gonna get a cheese now. And again, I have the sandwich over here. See, it's already, even though that I wrap it on foil and I wrap the sandwich. First of all, I wrapped it on paper, wax paper, and then on foil. Even though that I did that, all the juices are coming out. I don't know if you guys can see it, but they're coming out already. And that's okay. It's just that there's so many juices from the cheese and the ground beef that is normal. But that's the reason why I'm wrapping everything, because I want everything to stay there as much as possible. Because it's just gonna give the sandwich a better flavor. The sandwich is gonna be crispy on the outside, but on the inside it's gonna be juicy with lots of flavor. All the flavors are gonna stay there instead of dripping out. So a simple sandwich is just gonna taste so much better just by doing this method. Again, I'm not a professional chef. I just done it many, many times with it and without it, and I can taste the difference. So let's continue with this. Thank you, Titus. Appreciate you. My pleasure. Anybody can do things like this. You know, this is very easy. I'm gonna show you guys how easy, how fast you can prepare something that is pretty healthy, because a smoothie and everything that I'm doing there, you know, is so much better than if you go and eat the food outside. Usually when you buy food on any restaurant, unless it's a really expensive restaurant, they're using the worst of the worst. Everything that they use is the cheapest of the cheapest, you know? So you're eating the worst of the worst. You're thinking like, oh my God, it's so easy because I don't have to cook. Good luck, because you're eating the worst of the worst. So even if you make a simple sandwich with ground beef that I made it myself, with cheese, with a smoothie, you know, I'm putting the sugar in the smoothie that I want. I don't have to put, when you buy a smoothie or you buy things from the from a lot of places, it's pure sugar. It's more sugar than anything else. I'm putting fruits. I see the amount of fruits that I'm putting. You guys gonna see if you stay long enough. I'm not gonna put any ice on the smoothie. All I'm using is the frozen fruits. I'm using Greek yogurt. I'm using some agave. Sometimes I use maple syrup. Sometimes I use honey. And it's just so much better. You get to eat so much better, so much healthier. And you just saving money. And in my case, I'm having fun because I enjoy doing these things, and I get to enjoy talking to you guys and sharing with you guys something that I'm making. So it's, to me, it's a win-win situation. Hey, thank you, Titus. Let me get the cheese so I can finish this. And again, this is just mozzarella cheese. You guys can do whatever cheese you want, you know. And this is something else that it tastes so good. And it's so easy to make. And sometimes, I get it, sometimes people don't make things like this because they're in a hurry, or they just feel like, oh my God, it's gonna take so much time. You know what? It's so much easier to make, and it's so fast. You're gonna see when I finish cutting the cheese, I put it here with the tomato. I glaze it with this. It's just amazing how it tastes. Some people eat it with bread. In our case, we're gonna eat it on the side with the sandwich that I'm making, and that's gonna be our dinner for my wife and I, and a smoothie that I'm gonna make now. So it's just 95% of the food that we eat in my house is cooked in the house. 95% of the things that we drink, whatever, everything is we do it ourselves. Self Miami, how you doing? Hey, thank you, Titus. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Yes, balsamic vinegar, yes. And yes, this is mozzarella cheese, really cheap. You guys can buy the most expensive one, it doesn't matter. You know, it's still gonna taste good. Not only it's gonna taste good, at least I take pride on myself when I finish cooking a meal for me and my wife and my kids. That's something to be proud of because I made it myself. Nobody made it for me, and I enjoy it while I was cooking. Before, I didn't used to like going grocery shopping because there's so much going on. I have 4 kids, and I have a lot going on, work and everything. But then I said, you know what? I want to go and do grocery shopping because I'm getting the food for my family. I don't have to hunt. I don't have to go to the wilderness and hunt for my food or get my food from the ground. All I have to do is work, make the money, and buy the food in the grocery store. How easy that is. You know what? I want to go and pick up my own food. I want to go and buy my own food that I'm going to use and my family is going to use. And I go and buy my own food and I cook my own food. It's either me or my wife cooking, but most of the time it's me when I go live because my wife doesn't like to come out on the live stream because she just doesn't like cameras. That's how she is. Do you cook with onions, peppers often, or you? I do cook with onions and pepper often. I'm gonna mix everything now. Let me go and check on the sandwich. Let's go and check on the sandwich and see how is the sandwich looking. Okay, you see? Let me see if I can show you guys. You see all the juices coming out? And that's wrapped. Imagine if you don't wrap the sandwich, it would have been a lot worse. And what happened is, by losing all those juices, you're losing some of the flavor, or sometimes most of the flavor. And another thing, when you're cooking, don't be afraid to get things dirty. You know, a lot of people sometimes they don't know because maybe they don't cook or I don't know what's the issue. But the kitchen right now, the kitchen is clean because I just finished cleaning. Well, actually, my wife cleaned it while I was washing the dishes earlier today from lunch. But it's dirty. That's gonna get dirty. You know why? Because I'm using it. The only way that things don't get dirty is by not using it. If you don't want your kitchen to get dirty, don't cook. If you don't want something in the kitchen to be messy, don't use it. And then it's never gonna get dirty. Then it's never gonna get, you're gonna have to clean it. But then what's gonna happen? You won't be able to cook. So don't be afraid of making a mess. Don't be afraid of getting things dirty when you're cooking. Just do it and then clean it up. And that's it. So right now, all the juices, which is all the oil from the ground beef, all the oil from the cheese, it's all over this. It's dripping here. All of this thing is a mess. I have to wait for that to get cool down and then for me to clean it. And that's totally fine. It is what it is. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I can live with that. So it's just my opinion because I get a lot of people sometimes that they don't want to cook because they don't want to clean. And it's like, to me, that makes no sense, but so I'm gonna mix it now. And again, you can put as much or as little as you want of the balsamic vinegar. And the same thing with the tomatoes, the same thing with the cheese. It's preference. You know, there's no right or wrong. And some people eat this just by itself with a toast. They toast a piece of bread and they eat it by themselves. My wife and I, we're gonna eat it with the sandwich that I'm making. But it's your preference. Be creative. Don't just, you guys can watch a video, like you guys can watch me doing this and then say, you know what, I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna put something else inside. Go for it. Try it. Give it a try. You wanna put a piece of steak in here? Put a piece of steak. You wanna put a piece of chicken? Put a piece of chicken and try it and see how it tastes. You might like it, you might not like it. Like me, I like different flavors, different stuff that sometimes people might look at it and be like, oh my God, that's disgusting. Oh, that doesn't, whatever. Give it a try. And maybe because somebody doesn't like it doesn't mean that you're not gonna like it. So just be creative, experiment, and just try different things in the kitchen. Yeah, sometimes if what I'm doing is something like if I'm cooking something that is gonna take a while, I'm cleaning and I'm cooking at the same time. But if I'm cooking something that I need to be right there, I put everything aside and at the end is when I clean. But I do it. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Not cook then? Not enjoy myself while I'm cooking just because I don't want to clean? I don't want to say too lazy because I don't want to call nobody lazy. So that's why I'm avoiding myself from saying being too lazy. But yeah, it's like, oh, I have a car, but I don't want to use my car because if I go outside, it's gonna get dirty. That's just things like that. Potatoes, I don't like veggies either, but tomatoes like that, I enjoy them. I don't like vegetables, but I do enjoy tomatoes with cheese like that. Okay, that's ready. Let me grab something because that is extremely hot. I don't know if you guys can see it, but all the juices are coming out and dripping. And all you hear is like a little noise like that. And it will get you really burn. So let me get something so I can get it. Okay, I'm gonna let it get a little colder. I'm not gonna open it yet. I'm gonna start making the smoothie. So that way I'll show you guys how it looks. And we're gonna eat it with this. Okay, we start doing the smoothie. Should I do it over there or bring it here? Over there? I'm not gonna put it yet. Again, for the smoothie, very easy and simple. Fruits, agave, you can use maple syrup, you can use honey. Milk, you can use whatever milk you like. Up to you. But that's it. At least I know those are the only ingredients, and I'm forgetting the most important thing, which is a Greek yogurt. And that's all I'm gonna put in my smoothie. No ice, nothing else. Just what I show you guys now. Then I'm forgetting something. I'm gonna bring it now. Again, that's my preference. Everybody can do it however they want. I'm gonna bring some powdered milk, and I'm gonna put powdered milk what it does is it's gonna taste more creamy, and we just like the way it tastes. So all I'm adding is berries, no ice, berries, milk, Greek yogurt, some agave. You can use maple syrup, you can use honey, you can use sugar. I mean, it's up to you. You just get to control how much you can put in it. How much, how little. So that's a good thing by doing things yourself. You can also mix it with protein powders. I'm not gonna mix it with protein powder. I'm just gonna mix it with some milk powder. That's it. Because I'm already using the Greek yogurt, and the Greek yogurt has a lot of protein as it is, so that's gonna be fine. Guys, that tastes amazing. That's really good. Really, really good. We like it really frozen. You guys gonna see how frozen it is. Gonna cut the sandwich now. I want to show you guys how the sandwich looks. me wash my hands. Let me wash my hands because I want to show you guys something. So by wrapping the sandwich like that, I don't know if you guys ever try birria tacos, I believe it's called. It's like birria sandwich, which is sandwich that you get with the flavor and all the juices from the meat, and then you dip it in there and you eat it. By doing that, by wrapping the sandwich on the wax paper and on the aluminum foil, almost all the juices from the cheese and the meat stay in there. So that sandwich is really crispy on the outside, but it has a lot of flavor on the inside. So this is my dinner for tonight. Get some of these. Guys, this thing tastes amazing. The sandwich is crispy on the outside. It's crispy on the outside. And it's really juicy on the inside because all the juices stays in there from the cheese and from the beef. And what made it like that was just wrapping the sandwich. That's what made a difference. Then this little thing, you don't have to eat it with this, but it just makes something simple different. Then on here, it's just the tomatoes. I had like 4 different colors of tomatoes, some mozzarella cheese, balsamic vinegar, and the smoothie. And that's it. That's gonna be our dinner. I was gonna cook something else, but my girls are sick. We just didn't have a lot of time, and we still gonna have a good time eating our dinner. Hello guys. All right guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I usually like to clean up after I'm done, but in this case I don't want the smoothie to melt. I want to drink it like that, frozen. And after I'm done eating, then I'm gonna start cleaning. Thank you guys for being in the live stream. Again, you guys, if you guys been here before, I'm very grateful to all of you. If it's the first time, don't forget to like and subscribe so you guys can see the things that I do. I do a lot of cooking videos. I go live streaming while I'm cooking, while I'm doing all kinds of stuff in the kitchen, while I'm working. Real soon it's gonna be also while we travel as a family. We're a family of 6. And if you guys want to see my journey, my family, and just the things that I do, just make sure you subscribe, and you guys will see it. Thank you so much. Everybody have a good night, have a good day. If you're in a different part of the world where it's gonna be daytime, thank you guys for watching, and have a good one. Thank you for the hearts. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Halar. Thank you so much. Jamester, I was born in Cuba. I've been in the US for many years, since I was a little kid. Good night, amiga. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Take care, guys. Have a good night.